Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching The Fly by David Cronenberg, starring Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis. Cronenberg is an excellent director, but I've only seen one of his films so far, The Dead Zone, starring Christopher Walken, and that too on the channel, so do check that out when you have the time. I know he made quite a few other good movies like Crash or Eastern Promises, so if any of those or any of his other films are worth reviewing on the channel, please let me know. I'm a big Jeff Goldblum fan, and I've watched him in plenty of films growing up like Jurassic Park or Independence Day, and more recently in movies like Wes Anderson's The Grand Budapest Hotel or Thor Ragnarok. Gina Davis, on the other hand, I've only seen her in Stuart Little when I was younger, in the 90s, I think. But I know she was a huge star in the 80s and 90s because I saw her name in plenty of different places. About this particular film, I don't believe I've heard too much about The Fly before starting the channel, but every time I put up a horror poll, I get a lot of suggestions for it. It finally won a poll, and I'm looking forward to a new Jeff Goldblum film. All I know to expect that it's probably a horror or a thriller, and someone gets turned into a fly or something. I'm assuming it's Goldblum. Enough talk, let's start. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reviews and reactions to this movie and over 140 films, TV shows, early access, and weekly polls for what to watch next. You'll need your own copy to watch along. The link's in the description below, by the way. Please consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. The Fly, Cronenberg, Goldblum, Davis. Let's go. A David Cronenberg film. I don't believe I've ever seen a horror film starring Goldblum. The Fly. John Getz. His name sounds familiar, but I don't believe I've seen him in any film. Music by Howard Shore. He's now considered a legendary composer.
What am I working on? I'm working on something that'll change the world.
Change it a lot or just a bit?
You could come back to my lab.
He's a scientist of sorts.
I think you're making a mistake. I think you really want to talk to me. Motion sickness. When I was a kid, I puked on my tricycle.
Should I drive more slowly?
No. Just turn left. We're almost there.
Okay, that looks like a shady part of town. Looks like an old warehouse from the door, but I'm guessing he's busy with experiments.
Designer phone booths. Very cute.
So what's his invention? A transformation machine?
I call them telepods.
So, what do they do, the phone booths?
Telepods. Say, do you have something on you that's personal? Mm-hmm.
I actually love this prop. Begin teleportation sequence. So it's a teleportation machine. Interesting premise.
The world's largest microwave oven. I'm glad I didn't give you my Rolex, if I had a Rolex.
Teleportation successful. Whoa.
Oh.
That's crazy. This is an invention that will change the world.
This is incredible.
He's recording.
I mean, it's not possible, is it? How could you do this alone?
I don't work alone. I farm bits and pieces out to guys who are much more brilliant than I am. I say, build me a laser this, design me a molecular analyzer that, and they do, and I just stick them together.
So he's outsourcing parts of the project and putting it together himself.
They leave me alone because I'm not expensive.
You haven't told them?
When I'm ready. I thought this was personal. You can't write about this. Wait, come here. What about your stock?
Keep it for good luck. What do you think?
It's a joke.
What?
He's conning you.
They don't believe him. Carl Sagan, Contact. I've seen Contact recently.
If you plan to make anything disappear, please let me know. I've got an assistant editor who's outlived his usefulness.
lame joke, but I'll take it.
The Bartok people will kill me. My colleagues will kill me. She's not ready yet.
Seems to work okay.
No, something important's missing. I can only teleport inanimate objects.
Ah.
Or let me become your major project. I'm talking about a book, not a magazine article. Your book will end with me transporting myself 15 feet through space from one telepod to another. That's what's really missing.
That's what he's been working towards. Again, I have no idea how a fly comes into the equation.
How did you get in?
I have a key, remember? You gave it to me.
I know I should have changed the lock.
They have a history.
You still want me to come back? Move in again.
No.
More than a history, they used to live together. Holy crap! It's a mammal! I thought he'd start off with something small, but nope. Looks like it did not work out. Wow, that was a very well-made prop. Pretty unsettling.
The world will want to know what you're thinking.
Fuck is what I'm thinking.
Good.
Can't deal with flesh. It only seems to work with inanimate objects, nothing that's living. Computers are dumb. They only know what you tell them.
That's still true.
Do you ever change your clothes?
Doesn't have time.
5 sets of exactly the same clothes?
Learned it from Einstein.
Einstein, okay. I've heard that before. Yeah, she's attracted to him too on some level.
You're very cute.
Is she attracted to him or his genius?
Oh. Oh.
I wonder what happened to this.
I think it's an important plot point, or Cronenberg wouldn't have focused on it this much. Okay, now he's going smaller. So he's going to try a piece of the steak.
Oh. Okay, fine.
Rather than reproducing it, and something is getting lost in the translation.
Interesting.
It should make the computer crazy. So I'm going to start teaching it now.
I followed you. Psychology today, my ass. You stayed with Brundle all night.
Oh. I think he is being set up as an antagonist.
Don't you get it? I am finally onto something that's big. Huge.
Yeah? What? His cock?
So this is after modifications. It worked! And I think they actually hired a baboon for the production. Wow, it actually worked.
I was thinking that we could take a holiday.
Is this a romance we're having? Is that what it is?
So awkward. Is this a romance we're having? You don't have to state it out loud, dude.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
What's that?
He's planning to run the story by himself, I think.
Seth, don't rush it.
What are you talking about?
Okay, look, I have to go out for a few hours.
I sent you to the Bartok party to see what you could find. Your discovery is my discovery.
Technically, he's right, because she works for the magazine.
Just keep me informed, all right? As a friend, I don't want you to disappear from my life. What about sex? Yeah, I'm not saying love or affection, just stress-relieving sex. You and me.
That was his motivation. Dude. How irrelevant was that, man?
Stath is born as her old boyfriend. I'm catching on. Hey, you're all right. I'm looking at you. I can tell you're okay.
And I just noticed the fly. I can't believe he's just going for it immediately. We're hearing the fly again. And I think I know which way this is going. Oh no. Oh man, it's on the other side of the glass. It's on the inside. Oh no. But seriously, I think I get why the film is called The Fly. He didn't even wait for Ronnie. Huh. He seems okay. First act probably is the setup, the second act is the transformation, and the third act is probably the resolution. I'm invested now.
You went through? Without testing the baboon?
I was drunk. I was a bit upset. Are you sleeping with Stathis Barnes?
That's why you were upset? He's an old boyfriend. Oh, what about our deal? You went through and I wasn't there.
Don't worry, I taped it for you.
Why is Howard Shore using almost horror music? Oh, I knew that wound would come into play. I wonder how fast the transformation is. Oh, man. Whoa. Increased strength. Dude, I think Jeff Goldblum is actually doing most of these. Or is it a stuntman? Regardless, it's impressive.
So I asked the computer if it had improved me, and it said it didn't know what I was talking about, and that's made me think very carefully.
That's so much sugar.
From the moment I walked out of the pod, I felt like $1,000,000. You know, I think I am going to have cannoli after all. Waiter! Waiter! Jesus Christ!
He's getting impatient. An excellent line delivery by Goldblum in that scene.
How can you keep going?
Look at his face.
Hair.
Oh.
I don't know. It happens when you get older. Weird hair configurations. I don't know.
You're really cold.
I want you to go through. I want to teleport you as soon as possible. Right now. Come on, right now.
Oh, hey, wait. Don't give me that.
Yeah, I think she's starting to freak out now.
You're a fucking drag, you know that?
This is the first time we've seen him snap at her.
Something went wrong.
I'll find somebody else. Somebody who can keep up with me. Can't penetrate beyond society's sick, gray fear of the flesh. A deep, penetrating dive into the plasma pool.
Was that jargon or did that make any sense? Please let me know in the comments.
I got $100 says I can beat either one, and I get to take the lady home for the night if I win.
Oh. Oh no, he actually does have superhuman strength. Oh. What's leaking from his hands? Holy crap, the prosthetic work is insane! Dude, that looks convincing as heck. I don't mind, you know, like scary movies and ghosts and stuff, but human disfigurement? Ugh. I don't like that. Yeah, this is definitely not joyful music by Howard Shore.
Are you some sort of magician?
Don't do that, it hurts.
I didn't know you had the skin of a princess.
Please don't tell me his skin will start falling off.
I'm afraid!
Don't be afraid.
No. Be afraid. Weird hairs that were growing out of your back, I took them to a lab. That they were definitely not human.
Oh.
You've got to get some help. I think you must be sick.
You're jealous!
And I think he's finally realizing that there is something wrong with him. Oh! His nails are coming off. Jeez. Oh man, why do I have to watch this? I don't know watch this. Oh. The good news is, at least he's freaking out. Well, obviously. How far was DNA technology back in the mid to late 80s? Dude, it's a housefly. It's funny how he's asking the computer questions in natural language. This is something that computers even today haven't completely figured out. Fusion of Brundle and the fly at a molecular level. What an interesting premise. I don't believe I've seen anything like this before.
For the last 4 weeks, I've been afraid to see you. Now,
It's been a month.
Please come now. You were right. I'm diseased.
Holy crap.
It's unrelenting every day there.
Look at his face.
It changes. Every time I look in the mirror, it's someone different, someone hideous, repulsive. Fly, perhaps she'll die.
Excellent prosthetic work. Wow.
A fly got into the transmitter pod with me that first time when I was alone. Teleporter turned her into a gene splicer.
There must be something we can do, somebody we can go to, a test that can be done.
No!
Holy crap, his ear fell off.
Please help me.
It's not like he could spread anything. Oh.
Got pretty good at it, haven't I?
Oh man.
Yeah, it's almost second nature. Maybe not such a bad disease after all.
I can't stay.
No.
It is a rotating set. You can tell from the camera shake.
Wants to turn me into something else. I'm becoming Brundlefly.
Brundlefly.
Ready for a demonstration, kids? Here goes.
If this doesn't convince status, I don't know what will. This is crazy.
My God.
I'm pregnant.
Oh, oh.
Oh, no.
Oh no. Oh no, 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 no.
I'm scared.
It's going to be all right, Ronnie.
Smart move, okay.
Easy. Don't worry, honey.
Oh my. What? It was a dream. It was a dream. Oh, but that thing, man. Oh, looked like a larvae. Oh man, look at his makeup. Oh man, his teeth are falling off. Well, they're pretty much useless anyway. Holy crap.
You've missed some good moments. Is that why you're here, to catch up?
Why are you here though? I love his little twitch movements. Excellent performance by Goldblum, man.
I wanted to see you before.
You have to leave now. I'm saying I'm an insect who dreamt he was a man and loved it. But now the dream is over.
He doesn't trust himself anymore. Oh, it's crazy.
You should have seen him. There could be anything in here, in me, in my body.
I don't know if I can arrange it now, right now, tonight.
Oh no. They still have to deal with Seth or Brundlefly. And that jump scare actually worked on me.
The baby might be all that's left of the real me.
I'm afraid.
Please.
He's here. Yeah, I think we're nearing the final showdown. Okay, he's got a gun. 3 telepods? Oh no. He's going to try and combine himself into a 3rd telepod. Oh, it's acidic. Dude's hand is melting. Oh, amazing prosthetic work. Holy crap. And practical effects.
No, don't. Don't, please.
You go there. We come apart. And then we come together there. You, me, and the baby.
Oh man. He's trying to create a hybrid. Oh. Wow, wow, okay, this is amazing. I know this is disgusting and all, but holy crap, this is amazing. This is all practically done, which makes it 10 times more impressive. That's not Jeff Goldblum in there. That's probably some sort of puppet, but it's so convincing. Oh, he severed the connection, okay. Ah, okay. It's not gonna work now. Dude lost an arm and a leg and he's still trying to save her. Well, it's not like he could have ran out of there anyway. Fusion of Brundlefly and Telepod? I cannot praise it enough. Oh man, he just wants to die now. Yeah, it's dead. That was a real horror film by the end. I love this film. And I love the fact that the film ended then and there and they didn't try to drag it. Except the fact that she did not get an abortion by the end. Anyways, I really enjoyed this film, guys. Okay, I took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, that was a classic. What a fantastic film. I don't know about you guys, but I thought that the movie aged remarkably well, especially the prosthetics and the practical effects and the makeup. This was my second David Cronenberg film, and I would consider this movie to be much better than The Dead Zone. Don't get me wrong, The Dead Zone was really good too. It was a Stephen King adaptation after all. I literally don't have any outright criticisms of The Fly at all. It was perfect for what it was. I'd consider the strengths of the film to be its practical effects, makeup, prosthetics, Jeff Goldblum's great performance, the music, the score, the directing, and the writing, whereas the only thing I can think of that was a little weak was the cinematography. It wasn't bad by any means. I'd just say it was average compared to everything else that was fantastic. Let's start with the directing by David Cronenberg and the writing by him and Charles Edward Pogue. Please correct me if my pronunciation is wrong. Apparently it was based on a story which I haven't read, but whatever this adaptation was, it was amazing. I seriously cannot believe I've never seen this film before. The story, although it was straightforward, did have a few surprises up its sleeve, like the pregnancy reveal. The premise, it was simple. Man invents teleportation machine. A fly accidentally gets into the machine when the man tries to teleport himself. Man turns into a human fly hybrid, a Brundlefly, if you will. I love the word Brundlefly. Anyway, I also loved the little touches of misdirection, like Status's character. Cronenberg went out of his way to make that man look like a creep in the first act and also in the second act, almost stalking Ronnie, but it was him who saved her at the end of the day. He had his hand melt off and one of his feet melt off. Ugh. The small cast of the film allowed the filmmakers to focus on each character individually, resulting in very satisfying arcs for them individually. Anyways, the writing itself was excellent, as I felt the three-act structure suited the movie very well. The first act was focused on the budding romance between Seth and Ronnie. The second was slow changes in the characters. Seth with his demeanor change, Ronnie starting to be skeptical, and Status becoming a little more creepy. And the final act was the actual transformation itself. The humor in the first act led me to believe that it probably was more of a horror comedy, but by the end of the second act, it was a straight-up horror film. I feel like this was more misdirection by Cronenberg, which surprisingly worked in keeping me on the edge of my seat the entire runtime. I'd like to touch on the subject of DNA and DNA fusion. Since this film was made in the mid-80s, I wonder how much of the DNA stuff was based on reality. Were we able to sequence DNA in the mid-80s, or was it perfected in the mid-90s? I'm not quite sure, because DNA testing was not very common in the 80s. I think it was a 90s thing. Either way, I appreciate the creative liberties taken here, and also with the AI computer, which I believe was very advanced for the time, considering that the computer was able to understand natural language. I know these little things are insignificant to some, but I find it really fascinating, especially technology. Let's talk about the transformation itself. I love the fact that it was shown in stages and not instantaneous. Almost every scene we see him after his teleportation, something new changes in Seth. This was reflected by the excellent performance by Jeff Goldblum. Everything from his eccentricities to his line delivery and physical acting, with all that makeup and prosthetics on him, it was fantastic. So convincing. He started to incorporate insect-like behavior in his movements, like those sudden ticks and head movements. I've never seen a Jeff Goldblum horror movie. As I look at him more of a comedian, if that makes any sense, at least the films I've seen from him so far. But holy crap, did he knock it out of the park in this movie. If you have any other Goldblum films that are similar to this, where he's playing a more serious character, please leave them in the comments below. The final scene of when he asks to be killed, to be released of this misery, was very unsettling, and I kind of felt sympathy for the Brundlefly telepod hybrid. What a weird sentence. That was insane. Where did they come up with this stuff? Thankfully, Ronnie puts it out of its misery. But the fact that we don't get to see her get an abortion at the end is the real horrifying part. I wonder if there are sequels to this film. I have no idea. I have to look it up afterwards. That wasn't even brought up at the end. Anyway, great work in the writing and directing department by Cronenberg. Cinematography of this film was average. Not bad, but not amazing. I'm sure you'd agree here. I think it had to do with the limited budget. I think they spent all the budget on the makeup and prosthetics, but that's a separate... we'll talk about that. I can't blame the filmmakers for it, since they did an amazing job with every other aspect, like the editing, which was great. The story felt tight, and I don't think that there were any unnecessary scenes at all. The cuts were very good. Every single shot felt vital to the story, and I think it was paced perfectly, to be honest. The music by Howard Shore was also commendable. He switched from upbeat music in the first act to inquisitive sci-fi in the second to straight up horror by the end. I love the escalation of the score as the story progressed. The sound design was also fantastic, with convincing creature noises made by the Brundlefly. The clear highlight of the entire movie were the practical effects, makeup, and prosthetics. They were among some of the best I've seen from a 80s film, rivaling movies like The Thing or Gremlins. What was most impressive is it was all practically done. There's no hint of special effects on the Brundlefly itself. The transformation was shown fantastically, with each stage of the transformation. It felt like it was meticulously made. By the end, I don't believe the final form of the creature was even human. It was probably an excellently made puppet, which is very impressive because of the number of moving parts in its head, like the tentacles and the eyes and the little hairs. They were all moving. Another small scene that genuinely scared me was the arm wrestling match. Oh, that dude's bone popped out so convincingly. I had to look away from the screen, which is very rare, so high praise there. I don't know about you guys. If you have any other recommendations for a film that's similar to this, with stellar prosthetic work, please leave them in the comments below, as I was thoroughly impressed. As I've mentioned, my only criticism I have of the film, which was the cinematography, which I didn't think it was bad, it was average. Overall, The Fly was an instant classic. I absolutely loved it, and I cannot wait to show it to people who haven't experienced it yet. Jeff Goldblum knocked it out of the park with his excellent performance. David Cronenberg's writing and direction were also on point. This film had a little humor, A lot of tension, and holy crap, the Brundlefly itself was nothing short of shockingly scary. Everything from the character development to the score to the insanely good makeup and prosthetic, they were of the highest caliber. I feel like The Fly has aged remarkably well, and I would highly recommend this film for lovers of thrillers, horrors, sci-fi, but most importantly, fans of Jeff Goldblum. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Subscribe to the channel. Do check out my other videos. Like if you liked this video. Dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.